Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Tran, it is so good, so very good to see your face, brother.
Oh, same, man. Same. We miss you down here.
I miss you too, man. I miss you too. As you guys can see, I am not back at the normal quarters yet. Haven't been home in a few months now, but uh, with everything going on, and felt like it was a good time to start making some videos again, and it wouldn't be I wouldn't have it any other way to do our first comeback video with you, Tran, and talk to our friends out there in Longhorn Nation and the YouTube world. So Longhorn Nation, we're back. I don't know about Texas, but we're back. And guys, Tran, everybody, thank you. Uh, it's been a nightmare, as you guys can imagine, whenever you lose a parent. Those of you who are very close to your mothers or blessed to still have your mother, uh, give them a hug for me. It's been a incredible journey. Those of you who issue prayers on the channel update, the last video we posted, which was about a month ago, and left prayers of healing, left words of encouragement, left good vibes. Thank you. I read them. It's overwhelming to try to reply to every single thing. Those of you who have sent DMs on Twitter, Instagram, the love, the outpour was 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 phenomenal. It was felt, and I couldn't be more grateful. But my mom was a subscriber and somebody who would definitely want the party to keep going. Life continues. It's been a lot for me. I'm looking forward to someday getting back home and starting up my, trying to rebuild. But Tran, this is also therapeutic. So let's get into it. Where are we at subscriber wise? We're getting close to 10K, right, Tran?
Yeah, we're a little bit over 9,000.
All right. So guys, over 9,000. So that means we got like 900 some people left and we're back. So y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 10K. It's time. It's time. We've been dabbling around in the in the four digit community. It's time to get to the 5 digit community and put some respect on our names. So
Ready to graduate.
ready. Let's get to 10K. Get some grown man subscribers. So um, all jokes aside, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Now, as we return, there's going to be a lot of things coming up, some collaborations that are coming up that we have in the works, and we'll announce once official. There will be some lives that we're going to do. We're going to have, kind of, some of the cool things we did on the very last live stream we did, replicate that. A lot of great stuff coming your way that we're excited to share as we kick into spring practice. And that's where we're going to pick up this video, Tran. What, as fans, like, what is our mindset, overall mindset? Like, where are we as a fan base? Year one of Sark, all gas, no brakes, the whole thing going on. Like, where are we? Spring ball first practice is what, March 23rd.
Yep,
What's
right around the corner.
yeah. So how you feeling?
So yeah, okay. So is it me, how I'm feeling, or
You're a
how
fan,
we
so
as
yeah. You speak on
as
behalf of yourself. I'm sorry, but just you represent a
I'm
lot of
I'm
people in the fan base.
I'm openly optimistic about the season and the spring practice. I really like talent will never be an issue here at Texas. So the talent's there. I think the coaching ability. I'm very focused on how the coaches are going to coach during the spring ball. Seeing in here, I will be reading every single practice recap that they have to see who's doing what, where everyone is positioned at. The first time in what 3 years we have another quarterback controversy, not controversy, but
Competition.
competition. Yeah, so that's going to be the big thing. I want to see Bijan in a red jersey where no one even touches him, no one looks at him the wrong way. I wasn't joking when I said let's put him in bubble wrap for the rest of the offseason until kickoff. Um, I know that there's not going to be many. He's not going to change too much about the defense. Maybe the ends, the rushing ends are going to be standing up as opposed to hands in the ground. But I know we're going to see a little bit of his wrinkles added in. But I'm optimistic, and I'm excited to see us with a full off season. We need it with the new coaching staff coming in, and I hope they coach them hard. I hope they make them. I hope they hold them accountable. Have them focused. Have them ready and disciplined to play game one. And it starts March 23rd. One of the things I do like was I saw a video where it was a workout, a winter workout, and they said, "Hey, if you're struggling now, you might as well not even show up March 23rd." I loved that attitude. Like, it shows that, hey, you think this is hard? Just wait. Life's about to hit you. So, I'm very excited. And I think I was telling you before this a little bit too. I always watch the summer workout clips that they have. This one was a little bit different than the previous couple years. We would see a lot of straight line running. Just explosion off of that, but this one we're seeing explosion into transitioning into athletic movements, like the hops over the hurdles, the lateral hops over the hurdles, and it's not just the defensive backs or the wide receivers or the running backs doing it. You see tight ends doing it. You see the linemen doing it. Then there's an agility drill where the agility ladders were held up, where they were perpendicular to each other, where they're changing direction real fast and then sprinting up. I like to see things like that because that mimics what you're going to be doing on the football field.
Yeah, that practical training. I think it's so starting with the conditioning, strength and conditioning aspect, and Coach Becton in here now coming from Cal, and what our expectations are from a physical standpoint. I think, Coach McKnight, Coach Herman, the previous regime, they did get people in terms of what they, our identity. We were asking about our identity all the time. And I think we did get to a point where our identity was more like trying to, be that power run, beat people with strength and physicality. And for the most part, so when you look at guys' bodies, I think they accomplished that. People did physically develop here. I think you also saw the results of that at Texas Pro Day to some extent with some of these guys that have been in the program for the last few years. One thing I heard from somebody, I forgot who it was, but they were like, look, these kids at this point know how to work hard. Like it's not like they weren't going out of their minds in conditioning. It's what we're doing practical to what we're going to see in games? And like you said, in terms of more of the change of direction stuff, maybe do we need to tweak some things for certain position groups, right? In terms of, maybe my safeties, giving them a little bit more of that ranginess instead of, not everybody need to be 220 plus, right? My running backs as well. It's okay to be lighter and still be able to pack a punch, but also have that quickness and speed, the element of having both strength and speed. And I think the second thing is, I think when they talk about overwhelming guys, again, I think they know how to train hard physically. I'm not worried about, people, what they bench and squat and clean and all that type of stuff. I think they're talking about overwhelming some of these people mentally and saying, hey, while you're tired, can you still think and still remember and be able to execute? Like, there has to be that mental tax as well that they prepare the kids for, that regardless of how you feel about the previous regime, I think there was something lacking there, because we had so many close games last season, and there'd be times where we would, do something or we wouldn't do something in terms of execution and having those mental errors when fatigue sets in and things of that sort. So, when you hear about, hey, there's going to be a much larger playbook offensively, a lot more things they're going to have to grasp, a lot more being thrown at them conceptually from a football standpoint. I think that ultimately bodes well from training them of what a lot of these guys are going to expect to see at the NFL level, developing them in that particular manner, not just working hard for the sake of working hard so we look good getting off the bus and we can, yeah, we're strong and we can be in the game the whole time, but we're not prepared upstairs and in our bodies. So I think that's a key one that you highlight, Tran. The other thing I wanted to point out was just it's been a busy off season. I mean, since, like I said, since we've been gone, Eyes of Texas report comes out. Everyone's still talking about that. We're not going to cover that in this video here, but Eyes of Texas comes out. Recruiting starts to go crazy. We've had people commit and decommit. We've had, Brandon Harris steps in as recruiting coordinator. A lot of just changes and exciting things. Today people getting hacked on Twitter. In Texas, just all sorts of craziness. But I agree with you. You said you were openly optimistic. That was your answer to my question. And I'm optimistic as well because I like the manner in which the staff is operating in terms of what they're saying. And right now we can only go off what they're saying, which is why I can only be so optimistic. But when I hear Coach K or Coach Kwiatkowski say, we're not going to necessarily, and I'm paraphrasing, we're not necessarily doing a rip and replace here on defense. There was some good things. That echoes what Steve Sarkisian said coming in and saying, we know we have people that can play. But we're also going to watch the tape. We're not just going to say, well, we're going to get here and we're going to rip and replace and we're going to, evaluate everybody come spring, right? From kind of a clean slate. No, we know Bijan Robinson's incredible by the way he finished the season, so I'm going to build from there, right? How can I get him the ball more? How can we showcase and feature these people more, right? Defensively, we have, Overshown, who I believe, I think you had mentioned offline, about his shoulder issue and potentially having surgery, or if he did have the surgery, you guys can comment about that. But some of the DBs that we have coming back, like BJ Foster and Jaron Thompson, obviously the people up front, Keandre Coburn, these are building blocks that are already there and that have already been productive. And I like the fact that they're like, we're going to build off of this and just be sound and be better, right? And I think that realization is there from us as Texas fans in terms of what our expectation is going into this season, even coming out of spring practice. So just mindset stuff that we're talking about here right now, guys, and in terms of our level of excitement. But Tran, anything else you want to add to that in terms of what you're excited to see or looking to see as a fan?
I'm just excited to see hopefully progress. There's a reason why we went out and got this guy. There's a reason why we forked over a lot of money to get this guy, not just his salary, but buyouts and things of that nature. But I want to see if it all pans out. I want to see if we're ready to take that next step and actually contend for a Big 12 championship. So I want to see that progress being made.
Absolutely, and we'll be tested early in the season, and we'll get, again, that stuff we'll get to down the road in terms of Louisiana and ultimately Arkansas before we get into conference play. But from a spring perspective, I'll say this is, and we'll close here. It's going to be about the quarterbacks. Yeah. We can talk about Bijan Robinson. We can talk about all the defensive linemen. Everybody's going to be paying attention to the quarterbacks. It's the quarterbacks. That's the we like you said, we were having our first quarterback competition. That's going to be like all the stuff I mentioned, even while I was gone, and what we've missed. Once spring ball starts, when people are looking at the practice reports, like you said, oh, how did Casey throw today? Or how did Hudson Card look?
Yeah.
How many snaps did Hudson Card get with the ones today? Like that's the spring for Texas. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Because we yeah, us nerds and stuff, we'll get into moving people around and where they're going to line up, blah, blah, blah. But the majority of the fan base, casuals, everybody else, and what's going to kind of, especially considering Steve Sarkisian being the quarterback guy, is about the quarterback.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
There's no argument for me on that one.
That's where everybody's going to be paying attention to going into the spring. But Tran, I'm happy we back.
I'm happy you're back, man.
Yeah.
We missed you. We missed you, man.
I missed y'all, man. I missed y'all. I'm happy to, I'm excited when we can get back on here and do a live, really get after it. But in the meantime, as I feel like we're both kind of just ramping back to where we were. As we're ramping back, we'll be here for you guys. But make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We don't ask for very much on this channel, but your support, and we are getting it. We are getting it. But if you're new here, or if you're watching watching us for the first time, we have been through a lot here. But join us. We're a family here at Fanatic Perspective. So
absolutely,
guys, I've been waiting to do this for a long time, Tran. Been waiting to do this for a long time. Horns always up.